love what we love, and that helps so much from where I was to where I am now. And I will say that my wife Sandra is not here. Her last name is Mejia. She's at home with our two beautiful sons, and I could tell you I would not be up on this stage if Sandra had not been there in the beginning with Take Shape for Life. First 2 years, she coached all of the clients, because I figured what I would do is I would just say, I'll give her something to do. And then I told Dan Van Zandt to take care of all of the coaches. I figured out after 2 years it doesn't work like that. Yes, my dad is a very hard-headed man, and my mom was a very loving woman. I got both of those qualities, so it took me a long time. Goes back 11 and a half years ago that I had one of the largest chiropractic practices in the world. And I was in New York City, and I said, I gotta get out of here. So I made a deal with a company that was a block from the World Trade Centers. And when the towers fell, it buried the $250,000 that they were supposed to give me. And I had no income. Legally, I was not able to recoup my practice. So I had no income stream, and I had no $250,000, but I had kids to feed. So I went to work at a place where I thought I was gonna buy them out, and I worked for peanuts. And after a few years, the guy said, I'm not selling to you. In the meantime, my mom died. And what happened is I was a stressed out, messed up dude, and I gained 25 pounds. And J.C. Dornick, my great friend and mentor in Take Shape for Life, and I were working on a long-term labor of love called Chiro Mission in the Dominican Republic. We now have, thanks to many people who in Take Shape for Life have supported us over the years, we have an orphanage where 50 children live in safety. And they can eat and not have to forage in the streets for garbage and be afraid for their life. And while I was with JC, all of a sudden he started shrinking in front of me. And I said, JC, I would eat tree bark to have that happen. What are you doing? And I swear to you guys, he said, I'm eating army food. He says, talk to Dan Van Zandt, he'll tell you what's going on. So my great mentor and friend Dan Van Zandt got me onto the program. In September of 2007, I lost 22 pounds in 27 days, results not typical. And I could not imagine the trajectory that my life took on. I went from being totally bummed out, depressed, stressed out, to where I am today, which is that I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want. I have been blessed to be able to live the life around what matters most, which is my two sons, who are these phenomenal human beings that I get to share my days. And it's just so wonderful that we could have something like that in our lives. And you know, Greg Rex was talking about the cocoon before. So, you know, I used to, for 3 decades I was a martial artist. And I realized after a while, you know, I'm thick-headed, it takes me time. 7 years ago, before I became a global, 30 years of black eyes and broken bones. I gave some, they gave me some. I realized I can't do this anymore. This is not healthy. And I started studying something called Tai Chi. And in Tai Chi, there's a principle of flowing. And what flowing means is that if you have a cocoon, inside of it there's a silk thread. If you pull on the thread and then stop and then start pulling again, it breaks every time. And I said, you know what, I can't keep pulling and pushing in my life. I need to flow. So I am here before you, having flowed global at Go Global. And I can only say thank you so much to all of my team leaders, Dr. Ray for teaching me to be a detective of intrinsic motivation in an empathetic way. I went from being a total egotistical maniac to a person who tries with all my heart and soul to emulate Dominic and Rita Taranelli and their incredible example of kindness and patience. And Mary Bell taught me about the most important word, you. And Dan Bell, I could write a book about, you know, Dan is my hero in Take Shape for Life. I love everyone, but I gotta tell you, I love Dan most of all, I'm sorry. And Dan, you know, talks about dreaming, and he talks about giving people the opportunity to explore something with you. And I've used that every day of my life in Take Shape for Life. And thank you to to everyone, including Lori, whose love and kindness is such an incredible example for us. I appreciate this so much. And you said a word, Dr. A, it was either yesterday or today, that I use often in my life. And that word means all great things to you. Namaste.